How y'all doing? Happy New Year. And this is the first edition of Straight to the Point with Worth Beaming in 2024. That's what we doing. So without further ado, let's get straight to the point. Listen, a lot of people want to say that God is slow in moving when it comes to blessings. But the truth of the matter is, God ain't slow. We just slow at listening, slow at moving in the right direction. You know what I mean? When God blesses you, it's because you were in line. Now, don't get me wrong. God gives divine blessings every time you turn around. Every time you turn around, there's a blessing actually being given. But the truest blessings come with those who are in line, those who are going in the same direction. All right, take this for example. If God was to tell you your blessing was on Liberty Island in New York, you sitting here in Ohio, you know what I'm saying? Now, in order to get that blessing, you had to go to the Statue of Liberty on Liberty Island in New York. There, you will find all the components that manifest your blessings. Everything you need will be right there. You can't get mad at God because you got on the highway and went to South Beach. You know what I'm saying? That's not where He told you to go. You can't want God's blessing and favor and go in the opposite direction of where He's at. You see what I'm saying? You can't. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So when you do get down to South Beach, you gonna find somebody who's gonna talk to you in a way that makes you think that you did the right thing by going down to South Beach and that was your blessing. So what you thought was in New York was just all a fad, but now you find yourself in a predicament for the next 20 years because you listened to the wrong somebody. You went the wrong direction and you listened to the wrong somebody. You see what I'm saying? Watch as well as pray. You got to understand that if God gives you a vision of something, don't do the opposite of that. Run with that. Run with that. But you have to always be consistent in meditation and prayer. Study to show thyself approved, to understand who's talking to you. Because sometimes those careless whispers in the wind ain't always God talking to you. You got to be understanding. You got to know what you listening to. When God releases a blessing, you got to know what you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know what you're looking for, then any old thing that drop will be considered a blessing when it's actually a curse. Don't tell me, oh, well, I'm so thankful God blessed me with a house, but every time you turn around, something broke on it. Yeah, I understand normal wear and tear, but you spending more in repairs on the house than you is in your mortgage. What? Come on now. Oh, God gave me a brand new car. I'm so happy for it. I've been blessed. But yet you stressing out because you can't even pay the insurance on the car. Come on now. Come on now. God's blessings don't come with all this added stress. God's blessings do not come with all this added stress. That is nothing but the enemy. Nothing but the enemy. But if you don't recognize what the enemy is trying to do to you, you'll fall for anything. See, the enemy is going to try to give you all the desires of your heart, while on the back end giving you all the hell you never wanted in the first place. All of it. And then some. See, with God's blessings, you're free. You're free. You got that. He's not going to give it to you until you're ready for it. The enemy going to give it to you just to keep you grounded. He going to keep you right where you at. God gives it to you because of elevation. Next level. Next level. Next level. Next level. Next level. If you ain't willing to rise to the next level, you can still get what you want. But don't consider that the blessing that God has for you, because let me explain something, and I want to be perfectly clear, and I don't want anyone to think I'm going sideways on you. But God has already prepared things for you to walk into. But you can't truly walk into what God has prepared until you are prepared for it. Prime example. Your kid knows how to drive. Your kid knows how to drive. Been driving since they were 13. You've taught them. They know how to drive. They can reverse. They can whip it. It's in there. They're looking fast and furious when you put them on the highway. They can whip it. They can run it. But should they? Can you allow them to? Now, as a parent, if you're able, you go out and you buy your kid a car. You go out and buy your kid a car. That kid's car is sitting over here. Your kid is, 15 now. They have a car already. It's in your name. But can you give that kid a car right now? No. Does that kid have driver's license? Probably not. Still has to go through the learner's permit. So until that gets done, the testing and all that, kid can't have the car. On top of that, does the kid have a job to be able to pay for the insurance, the gas, everything that comes with that car? Yeah, you're a parent, you're there to help, but they have to be responsible themselves. And on top of that, note with responsibility, does that kid understand the dynamics of responsibility, respect, and discipline? See, these are all key factors in what we as humans are supposed to do when it comes to our kids being blessed by us. So what do you think God's gonna do when it comes to the blessings he has prepared for us? You see what I'm saying? If we think that methodically about how we bless our kids, which not everyone does, let's be honest, I'm just saying. But if we think that methodically, how do you think God thinks when it comes to handing out blessings? You know what I'm saying? It's not just some old willy-nilly thing. This is something you have to be prepared for, because the blessings God will give you, you'll mess them up if you're not prepared for them. Just like if you don't prepare that kid totally for that car that you bought them, guess what? It's an accident waiting to happen, and it could be a tragic one. I'm just saying. Yo, this is Worth Beaming. I'ma holla at y'all straight to the point. Happy New Year.